Okay, so this is my last bookcase. It has sort of all the random books that are left over that don't really fit anywhere. So I have Backroads by Tawny Odell, which is sort of about a dysfunctional family. It was more of like a realistic book. And then Unwind by Neal Shusterman. And then Pure in Deity by Jennifer L. Armentrout, which I ordered from Book Depository and they sent me extra copies. Okay, so I have 4 books by V.C. Andrews, which is the Flowers in the Attic series, and each of these has 2 books. So this one has Flowers in the Attic and Petals on the Wind. And then this one has If There Be Thorns and Seeds of Yesterday. I have the Maze Runner trilogy by James Dashner. I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell by Tucker Max, which is a compilation of stories about like sexual encounters. It's really stupid, I guess. Red Riding Hood. I bought this so I could see the movie, so I can read it before. It wasn't that fantastic, and neither was the movie. Cut by Patricia McCormick, which is about a girl who, I think she's in therapy or like an inpatient facility for suicidal tendencies. Just an old book with 10 Great Mysteries by Edgar Allan Poe. And then, this one's upside down, Ritual by Mo Hyder, which I have no idea what this is about. I got it as a gift and never ended up reading it. And then this little book of poems and like short stories, I guess you could say, from a local high school. And then This Dark Endeavor by Kenneth Opel. And then The Dante Club by Matthew Pearl, which is a book about serial murderers that are happening that mimic the Rings of Hell by Dante's Inferno. And I got about 50 to 100 pages in, and I just couldn't finish it. It wasn't what I expected it to be. The Red Tent by Anita Diamant. I haven't read this, although I've heard some good things about it. Chasing Vermeer, which is, I got this a long time ago, probably like when I was in grade school. It's sort of like a mystery book. The Haunting of Eliza Bell Cray. Upside Down by John Ramsey Miller. I haven't read this, and I don't know where I got it, but that's okay. A collection of short stories edited by Lisa Moore. I read this for my Canadian literature class, along with Anne of Green Gables, and then a big collection of poems by Emily Dickinson. So I have 2 wands from Harry Potter, which they're hard to open. Ugh. Okay, I have the Elder Wand, which I got at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in Florida. And then I can't remember where I got this, but a bunch of Harry Potter coins, but it's Voldemort's wand, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so I went through a Sherlock Holmes kick a while back. So I have his 4 novels, so A Study in Scarlet, The Sign of Four, The Hound of Baskerville, and then The Valley of Fear, which doesn't match, and I couldn't find another copy that matched, but that's okay. And then the collection of short stories, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. And then I made it about halfway through The Return of Sherlock Holmes when I couldn't stand it anymore, so I'll pick that up later. And then I got The Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes, which I haven't read, and then The Further Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, which I found out that this is actually not written by Arthur Conan Doyle. It's sort of like a ghostwriter or something. So I probably won't ever read that. Then I have The Sherlockian by Graham Moore, which is a really interesting read about Arthur Conan Doyle himself and him writing the actual stories, and the actual cover is really cool. I thought that was pretty cool. So this was a really great read. So if you are a Sherlock Holmes fan, I would definitely recommend this. And then I have this sort of encyclopedia about Sigmund Freud. And if you have any idea who Sigmund Freud is, you'll know what this is about. But essentially, he is one of the great pioneers of psychology and came up with a lot of theories about the mind that we don't really follow anymore, but I wanted this on my shelf because I am a psychology major. And then I have Stephen King's Dreamcatcher, which I have not read. I don't know why I have it, but I do. And then I read The Red Sisters, which is a play by Thomas Highway about, I can't really remember, but I read it for a class, along with Light Lifting by Alexander McLeod, which is a really cool collection of short stories about the area that I live in. And then a book full of short stories about dragons. And then Beastly by Alex Flynn, which I read also for the movie, which I enjoyed the movie a lot better. And then I just have 2 journals, my case for my Kobo that it came in. It was really cool. Kobo Glow. And then I have another copy of Jennifer Armentrout's novella Elixir. And then a bunch of books I got for a class. So Fun Home, which is by Alison Bechdel, which is essentially a comic book. Ernest Hemingway's The Sun Also Rises, The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison, The Ballad of the Sad Cafe by Carson McCluer, The Awakening by Kate Chopin, and The Help by Catherine Stockett. So my last shelf is sort of just a jumble of things I just shoved there to get out of the way. But essentially I have my dictionary, an extra copy of Breaking Dawn. I got this as a gift and they didn't know that it was the last book in the series and that I already had it, but that's fine. Stupid university textbook. That can go back there. A really nice copy of The Great Gatsby and Other Stories. It was really nice, and it comes with the little bookmark. The House of the Scorpion by Nancy Farmer, which was fantastic. I read it a long time ago. The King's Rose by Alyssa M. Libby follows King Henry VIII with one of the girls that he's trying to get pregnant, who can't get pregnant because of his sperm and not her eggs, but this was sort of a historical fiction, which I loved a lot, which was fantastic. And then also by the same author is The Blood Countess, and this is based on the legend of Elizabeth Bathory, and she is the one who was rumored to have bathed in the blood of virgins to remain youthful, which was another fantastic historical fiction. I don't think this author has written anything else, and I've been waiting for her to because these were fantastic. And then I have an abnormal psychology textbook. I have a book about the history of literary criticism, and I ended up dropping this class, but lots of exciting reading there. J.K. Rowling Casual Vacancy, which I started to read and I couldn't get into. It wasn't my thing. Some book, I don't know where I got this, but I have it. I haven't read it. And then I took a feminist class called Gal Pals, and this was one of the books. And it's a bunch of short stories about women's experiences, dealing with friendships and stuff. And it was actually a really fantastic read. The stories are really funny. And then Beyond Belief, so My Secret Life Inside Scientology and My Harrowing Escape, which was a really good book. I really enjoyed it, and I didn't know much about Scientology until I read this book. And there's pictures inside. And I didn't realize that Scientology was a cult until I read this. I thought it was just more of like a belief. But yeah, that is my last bookshelf.